Hello, this is Mark from I Am Organic Gardening, located in Zone 6B, and welcome to part 2 of my new garden series, which I started 7 months ago, just using cardboard, coffee grounds, and seeds. 7 months have gone by and I've done absolutely nothing except watch it grow. Now, if you go back to part 1, you can see how I applied everything on the ground. I was going to cover the whole area with cardboard, which I started to do, and then we got a windstorm and it blew half of it away. To my advantage, this is a great thing because now I can show you the difference between covering your soil with cardboard on the left-hand side compared to no cardboard on the right-hand side, and you can definitely see the difference. Both sides still have the same amount of coffee grounds applied and the same amount of seeds. So why such a difference between the left-hand side and the right-hand side? The left-hand side, we applied a piece of cardboard that was at least a ½ inch thick. The reason why the left-hand side is doing so well compared to the right-hand side, and we have winter rye growing in the right-hand side, is because on the left-hand side with the cardboard, they received the coffee grounds also too, and the same type of seed, the winter rye, is because we insulated the soil. We insulated the soil so it can stay alive longer. On the right-hand side, grass is a mulch still, but you need at least a ½ inch of mulch on the top of the surface over winter to allow the soil food web to continue to grow. And also is the winter rye is also feeding the soil. It is also growing during the winter time, feeding the soil by through the process of taking sunlight and then putting it into an engine and bringing down the carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and filling the soil with that liquid carbon. So why did we achieve such good growth on the left-hand side compared to the right-hand side? On the right-hand side, you can see there is winter rye there. Let me get a close-up for you. Now those tiny little green pale spikes there, that's winter rye. Now you can see the difference, and I know what's going through your mind right now is, Mark, wait a minute. That grass is stealing nutrients and water from the winter rye, and that's why it didn't grow, because the grass is taking all the nutrients, it's too crowded roots, but that's not the answer. The answer truly is, when you go to the left-hand side, you see where the cardboard is. The cardboard provided insulation to the ground. All the soil food web needs is insulation. It's aquatic. It needs moisture all the time for it to do well. So that's what one of the things the cardboard is applying. It's applying protection. That ½ inch cardboard that we had the living roots growing through, you just can't apply cardboard down on the ground and put compost on top of it and expect this result. The roots need to get into the soil because the plant needs to feed that soil liquid carbon all through the last 7 months, and that's what is cheap. Plus it has an insulating cover on top of it, at least a ½ inch thick, to keep the moisture in the ground. So the whole soil food web is aquatic, and they can survive and live and move around in the ground and feed and recycle nutrients and the whole complex system that it's in. And it's complex to them, but not to us. The only thing we have to do is sit back and watch it. The right-hand side is not failing by any means, but it could be better. And that's what the left-hand side is showing you. With that ½ inch of covering of cardboard and growing that winter rye that gives a taller presence in there, grabbing more sunlight and more carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and feeding that soil, you're going to get a better garden. And also, too, for the last 7 months, this has been working, and you've done nothing to your garden. Instead of, looking at it and wondering if it's going to grow in the springtime or not, you are growing a garden during the winter months for the last 7 months, because we started this in October, mid-October, and we're almost close to mid-May now. And what's nice about this is that you haven't done anything. And one of the great advantages of starting your garden in the fall doing this is that you don't have high heat temperatures. You usually don't have a lack of water. And if you do, the cooler temperatures aren't going to decrease that amount of water so quickly through evaporation if you have high temperatures. So for the last 7 months, it's all been working good, and you've, like it says, you've just applied it and then walked away, and now you can start growing a healthy garden. And most important is, and I did a video, and I'll put a link at the end of this video towards it, and that was how to increase fungal to bacteria ratio. Now, in this scenario where we use our cardboard, we did exactly that. We increased our fungal to bacteria ratio by decaying cardboard to allow all that fungi on top of the soil to add and to multiply and to be protected from overwintering situations, to keep growing strong and adding all those nutrients back to the soil food web through eating and recycling. Plus, we had the use of our coffee grounds, which is very low in N, P, and K. I believe it's just a 1 for nitrogen, and the other ones don't even come up to a 1 on the scale. But also, that has, in the last 7 months, that has broken down and added a little bit of nitrogen to give it a boost. Because before the soil food web can take over and start remultiplying itself and recycling nutrients, that nitrogen of that coffee grounds gave it a good boost in beginning and over a long period of time, thus helping our situation here. And as you can see, the soil around it is our hard clay soil. In part 3, I'm going to show you how to plant potatoes up using this method also too. So if you're just starting this method right now, we can start planting up potatoes and you'll get a good harvest in a few months. I want to thank you very much for watching part 2. I hope you're looking forward to part 3. And thank you very much for taking time out of your day to do so. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, and I'll see you shortly. Thanks.